great weekend up here in Hanover, homecoming weekend, and we've just been glad to bring you all 3 homecoming games from around the state. Last week at UNH and earlier this season at Plymouth, and today here in Hanover. It's really a fun time. I mean, the football game is very important to us as sports guys, but the whole setting is great.
I think I'm going over there after the game.
Yeah. Just tell them you're one of their old frat brothers. They'll probably believe you at that point. Bartholomew with the carry. Once again, he has stopped. He's been unable to do anything. 7 carries for -1 yard so far for Bartholomew. That's a great job against a guy averaging 100 yards a game.
Yeah, no, they've been excellent so far. The keys are there. It's not just one guy, though. It's everybody playing their lanes. They're really reading what they're doing offensively. They've shut down the running game pretty much. And to me, that's one of the, as I said earlier, that's one of the keys of the game. My strategy at the fraternity house is to put on a raccoon coat. I look old enough to be able to wear one of those things so I can get in that way.
You have a raccoon coat.
Got to be able to buy one in this town.
2nd and 9. The draw to Bartholomew, and good pursuit from behind by Steve Varney, who got there and helped bring him down at the 15, bring up a 3rd down.
Varney really quick, circling around from the right-hand side to catch Bartholomew from behind. And that was going to be a big gainer if he doesn't do that. Varney, right-hand side of your screen. He's got to run around the line, and here he comes into your screen and just circles on the ball. Actually, Rogers would have been there as well. Wouldn't have been the big gain I thought it was, but it was very quick reaction on the part of the outside linebacker.
3rd down and a long 5. Wallen out of the shotgun. He will pass on 3rd down. Quick throw and a quick hit. Good coverage as Casey Bynum got out there to hold it to a minimal gain. The pass to Derek Bentley. Bynum's an interesting story. Showed up here in Hanover on photo day. Came out to they were taking the team picture, said, "Hi, I'm Casey Bynum. I played at Northwestern." Not recruited, didn't know anything about him, kind of a mystery man, and John Lyons is no dummy. He played for Northwestern, a team that played so well in 95 and 96. At least good enough to be recruited by that program. You can have a spot here. Casey's been a little injured, but making the play there. 4th down, and Moravchik again to try a field goal, but this will be no good right now because there's a whistle before the kick is delivered.
Now, Bynum had said he was from Northwestern. It was in the 80s. They probably would have said, forget taking the picture, pal. But they have had the renaissance into Gary Barnett the last few years, and you pay attention when a guy comes in who's done that.
Penalty is a legal procedure against Yale. 5-yard penalty.
So it's going to be 4th down from the 19, and this will stretch this field goal out a little bit farther, out to a 36-yard field goal attempt. Moravchuk made his first attempt from 30 yards. Kick is up, and it's got enough to get through.
Barely.
Wouldn't have been long from 40. It would have been enough for 40, maybe 37 or 38. Just gets across the crossbar, and it's 6-0 Yale. The turnover hurting Dartmouth.
But they all look the same on the scoreboard.
Well, we talked a little bit about some of your keys to this game, and for Dartmouth, the one thing that's really jumping out as your first game key was field position, and Yale has really taken advantage of that here today.
Yale has gotten the field position, but Dartmouth, they just have such a trouble scoring, stringing long drives together. They've got to get the ball with inside the 50 to get their scores, so that's key. Second thing is big plays to be able to get field position. I think they've got to gamble more on defense, blitz, and also take advantage of their advantage in the special teams. And the third thing is they've got to pass and get some yardage on 1st down, get Coffey in a rhythm.
Kickoff coming now for Yale, leading 6-0. Moravchik kicked 3 field goals in the win over Holy Cross last week. He's responsible for all 6 points so far today.
Doesn't look like he's got the big leg, but he's been accurate today.
Kick comes to Billy Krzyzewski. Cuts it up to the 40. Stumbling across to the 45 to the 50. Great return. Dartmouth is in business in Yale territory.
There's the field position they need. I like Krzyzewski. The games that I've seen him play, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen him more. He gives some juice. He does a good job of picking his way. He's got good vision. He knows where the return is set up to the right. He sees the lane. He waits for the blocker, and then he takes off with the burst to the sideline and takes that over the 50, helped along by a bit of a short kick, but that's a nice job by Karszewski.
A 40-yard kick return by the senior from East Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it's first down and 10 for the Green. In Yale territory, they go to Bellholm. Reggie Bellholm with a good run on first down, gain of about 6.
The offensive line looks so much better than they did in the opening game that we did. Take a look at the Yale keys to the ball game. Remember, we said that this is the first time they've scored in the first period all year. They need to score early so they're not behind, so they can kind of control the action. Number 2, they got to run the football. That opens things up for their pass. And as I said, I think Dartmouth is going to gamble and go after the quarterback and blitz, so they've got to protect their quarterback.
Coffee to throw on second down, and that's broken up. He keeps looking for Ferraro, but Nate Foxrucker is there to break it up again.
I tell you, Yale's pass defense has been outstanding. Every time they go back to pass for Dartmouth, there's 2 guys, 3 white shirts in the area. They're really reading what the wide receivers and the people out of the backfield are doing. One of the big things you want out of wide receivers is separation, your ability to get distance between the people covering you, and that has not been the case for Dartmouth today.
Coffee, all sorts of trouble. He'll throw it away. No chance anybody could get that as the pressure was on. And Yale's defense has answered.
Good quickness, though, to get rid of that ball in a position where nobody could catch it and keep it close to a receiver. So he was thinking all the way and avoided the big loss, although, to be honest with you, in this situation, the loss probably would have been helpful if they've got a punt, considering the job that Slowbaum does. He's got the big foot, so this has got to be careful. He's got to drop this inside the 20 and not kick it in the end zone and give Yale the touchback and the ball on the 20.
Low line drive, angling towards the sideline, and an excellent punt by Slowbaum. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Good job by Dartmouth. Yale will set up first and 10 from their own 5 when we return to Hanover right after this.
The next punt.
Welcome back to Hanover. This Tuesday night on Spin City, the mayor considers going to a psychiatrist, but it's Mike who needs the help. Join Michael J. Fox for Spin City Tuesday at 9 on New Hampshire's WMUR-TV, ABC 9. Yale with their back to their own end zone here, leading 6-0, but at their own 5-yard line. First down and 10 on a sunny day here in Hanover. Wallen rolling and throwing, looking deep. Broken up, intercepted. Ferber with the interception, returning it to the 40. Still on his feet to the 35. Getting some help to the 25. Knocked out of bounds at the 20. Big play for Dartmouth.
Huge play for Dartmouth. Outstanding job at the point when the ball was about to be received. I'm not even sure who it was. It might have been Bynum, but he got his hand up at the last minute. And then Verber, with the alert play, picks it off. Huge play. Look at the crowd. They're all into it. This is the kind of thing this team needs.
34-yard interception return. Verber on the rebound right here.
Pretty decent throw, too. That's actually face guarding on the play.
Pass interference, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to play the ball, not the man, and he played the ball. But look at Verber. Does the job. I mean, he did a nice job of reading where the lanes were going to be.
Big answer by the linebacker, the leading tackler for Yale, Peter Mazza, came flying through to hit Bellholm for a loss of 4.
Quieted everybody down just a tad pretty quickly. Dartmouth's got to come away with something here.
Sophomore from Cheshire, nearby New Haven.
There's not a lot of margin for error. When they get the ball in this kind of an area, they got to get their scores.
Coffee will give the Bellholm again, and nothing doing there. Brought down at the 21-yard line.
Puts the pressure on the passing game here with third and pick up a yard, so it goes to 3rd and 13. And I like the passes on the hash marks, like a crossing pattern or a post pattern or something like that. To me, Coffey throws the ball better down the middle of the field.
Keep your eye on number 81, Adam Young out of Concord, the tight end. He's been Coffey's favorite receiver this year, and he is in this pattern. Coffey throwing low for Wester. They call it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from the Yale defense. He had to get rid of the ball. Hockenbrock was the guy in his face.
Would have been well short of a first down, and Alex Szynski in the field goal unit will come on. You can see the ball on the ground.
What's that, a 40-yarder? 30.
It will be spotted at the 27, so it'll be well, they're going to back it up actually to the 28, so it'll be a 38-yard field goal attempt from Alex Szynski. The hero against Lafayette puts it up, and it is good. So Dartmouth converts the turnover into points as Szynski kicks a 38-yard field goal, and it's 6-3. You know, I called for Adam Young, that maybe they would throw it to Adam Young, but at least we can throw it to Jamie Staten with Adam's dad down on the sidelines. Jamie.
Yeah, you know, Adam is one of the big offensive weapons for Dartmouth. They haven't thrown his way yet, and his dad, Og, here, starting to wonder why.
Oh, I don't know. We'd like to see that ball thrown to him a little more, but actually we want to see that offense moving the ball. That's what we'd like to see.
Adams used to be an undefeated at this point of the season the last few years. Is he getting a little bit frustrated with the offense and with Dartmouth as a whole?
I think the team's a little frustrated. Certainly offense would like to move that ball better than they've been moving it. But I think they're going to break out here pretty soon. They better.
You've already had one alum here. Your oldest son, Og, was an offensive lineman. Now, one of the stars at Concord High School, which is 6-0, is Ben Young, a tight end. Your son, will he come to Dartmouth?
It's a big question. It's really Ben's decision. He's certainly seen a lot of Dartmouth. He'd probably like to come here, but as you know, Dartmouth looks at more than just a football player when it comes to admissions.
Tell him if he comes to Dartmouth, we'll put him on Channel 9, okay? Eric?
Well, he gets on Channel 9 already as part of that fantastic Concord High football team. Kickoff by Szynski. Concord posting another win last night, beating Memorial. Kick is taken by Billy Brown. Brown breaking tackles, and sometimes just listening to the pinball game down on the field is, oftentimes it's better than hearing me talk, and Brown was bounced around pretty good down there.
I've been watching football for a long time. He did a nice job of waiting on that ball to take the right bounce. There's pressure when you're down there. It's a live ball to rush the play, but he did a nice job. But I have never seen, in watching football since the first game when I was there at Rutgers-Princeton, 11 guys in on the tackle, and he got hit by every one of them pretty hard.
First down and 10. Once again, a big stop too. John Gibbs came right up and laid a lick on Bartholomew.
They was playing Bartholomew all the way. Watch the hit. Gibbs comes in on the second hit. Boom, just takes him right down as he slid off the first tackle. I think it was Kane that he slid off of. But John Gibbs wraps him up and puts him away. Pretty mobile guy for 250.
Second down and 11. Loss of 1. Bartholomew has been unable to get on track thanks to the Dartmouth defense. Pressure now on Wallen. Throwing on the run and
nice
complete.
Good catch.
First down for Yale. What a catch.
Really stayed with it.
Jake Borden, the one out there, hauling it in. And they'll move the chains.
I'll tell you, they really Wallen throws the ball on the run very well. I mean, that's tougher than you think, because the tendency is when you're running, you don't follow through because of the way your legs are moving, and you tend to throw the ball high. But he has a nice command to that, and I think he throws the ball better on the run than he does in the pocket.
So Bill McCow with a gain of about 8 on first down.
It's the first time they've run the ball where they really did it with authority. The line really kicked out, just dominated at this line of scrimmage and opened it up.
This Yale offense is really starting to hit its stride. They only scored 12 points last week, but it was a rainy day. It was a tough day for a lot of teams in the Northeast to get anything going. But with Bartholomew and Wallen, that's a pretty impressive combination with those tall receivers. Vilnicow has popped at the line of scrimmage. I'll bring up a third down in about 3.
The pressure that they put on you, they've got multiple sets. They've had plays where they've had 4 wideouts, they've had 2 tight ends and 2 people in the backfield, 1 guy in the backfield, and then you add in the ability of Wallen to run around and get out of traffic. He puts a lot of pressure on people and makes it very difficult to defend them. Plus, you've got the speed of Rashad to worry about, so it makes him a very difficult thing to defend, and that's why I said early in the game, you got to shut down one avenue, and they've done it so far with the run.
3rd and 3. Pitch to Sapilnikow, good pursuit, and he fell forward just across the line that he needed for the first down. So far, all field goals in this one. 2 for Yale, 1 for Dartmouth. 6-3 Bulldogs here in the first half. Homecoming here in Hanover.
Look at the line of scrimmage. They're dominating, open it up. Good job of Sapilnikow to take it over the line because he was going to get hit a yard short and gave it the thrust forward and the extra effort to pick up the first down. Very important when you have the ball to know where the sticks are. Smart people do, and they figure a way to get there rather than even a lot at the expense of a big play.
Pass play on first down, and it goes straight through the hands of the intended receiver, Derek Bentley. Fullback couldn't haul it in. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Almost everything is off play action for Yale. Freeze the linebackers, just that half a count to let someone get open in the flat. And that ball was right on the money.
You can see it, beautiful sunshine here in Hanover today. We got off of Interstate 89 earlier this morning, and some Connecticut River fog was really socking in the upper valley, but it has burned off nicely. Temperatures in the low 60s here in Hanover. A gorgeous autumn day. 2nd down and 10. Wallen throwing, complete. Second effort results in a first down.
There's a clip.
Jake Fuller got enough for the first down, but I don't see any flags down in the field.
Yale got away with one. Verber got hit right in the back.
Brad Verber's number 7.
Number 7, top part of your screen on the right-hand side. He's going, the first tackle is mixed. Verber comes in, boom, there's the push from behind at the 40-yard line. Not only was it a clip, it was a legal use of the hands as well.
No flags thrown. First down, Yale. Ball at the Dartmouth 38-yard line.
And not a lot of yapping about it from the players either. Kind of interesting.
So Pilnikow, he's done a better job than Bartholomew today. First down, a gain of 11.
He really hits the hole. You know, with Bartholomew, there's that quickness, there's that little juke-type step, and it's looking where to go. This guy gets the ball, Sapilnikow gets the ball, and he just goes for the open area. Nice job of tying up the offensive line and the blockers. Varney was shielded off, and he just went good first burst when he got the ball.
You saw that good block by Derek Bentley, the fullback, number 30, on Varney to clear things out for the 11-yard gain.
And making up for the drop ball, Bentley did.
First and 10. An impressive drive here so far for Yale. Sapilnikow once again positive yardage. He falls out of bounds after a gain of about 4.
Yale's offensive line is just doing a better job of picking up the linebackers, who really were the guys stepping into the gaps, shutting down Bartholomew. Just look at the pull. Everybody goes. The left-hand side of the line is going to the right. Everybody's out there, and they're just overpowering people.
Yale trying to snap an 8-game losing streak to Dartmouth. They have not won in the 90s. The last win came in 1989. That's the last time Yale won the Ivy League title. So Pilnikow again another good gain. He's going to be short of a first down by about a yard. Third down and short coming up.
Chris Ryan and Marek Rubin were the guys on the right-hand side of the line, just banging people off the line of scrimmage.
You know, if this was a seesaw, it would never get off the ground. The right side of the line averages 325 pounds. The left side averages 273 pounds. In the middle is the center at 240 pounds. Rubin and Ryan average 325. So Pilnikow again, he's popped but hasn't enough for a first down. Third and short, needed about a yard, got 2.
You know, there's different theories on that. Some people like the big, massive power just to overpower people at the line of scrimmage. In some cases, particularly in the beginning when 300-pounders started to show up, you give up a little in quickness. And some teams just prefer quickness with trap blocks and things like that. You're able to do it a little bit quicker. You're able to have more options blocking along the line, but other people like Bill Parcells of the world, they just like to bang you off the ball, and they prefer size.
Wallen the pass on 1st and 10. Quick throw, complete at the 11-yard line. Gain of about 5.
I like the call. You know, they've been running.
Jake Fuller.
You know, they've been running very effectively first down. This time play action. Just look out there, design to pick up 5 or 6 yards. Give them a nice option to make your call on 2nd down. 2nd and 5, of course, is much better than 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 8. So I like the way they're mixing it up, and they're keeping everybody back on their heels because they don't know what to expect.
2nd down and 6. To give to Sapilnikau. Bartholomew is a forgotten man, and the umpire throws a flag, which would indicate holding on Yale. Well, that front line, you know, I don't have anything better to do with my time, so I've added up the weight. 1,436 pounds up front. It's an average of 287 pounds, which isn't too much past Dartmouth's average of 280 pounds, but 1,400 pounds of beef up in that front line. 650 between two guys as we'll get the call.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
So that's a big holding penalty. Takes him out outside the 20.
They make you nuts if you're a coach when things like that happen. Moravcik, by the way, doesn't have a particularly great leg, as we saw. A lot of distance on his leg anyway, so that's helpful in regard to the field goal. Plus, it pushes him, makes it tougher to get the 1st down, obviously at 2nd and what looks to be 15 now.
They go with 3 wide receivers. Bentley, the only one in the backfield with Wallen on 2nd down and 15. Wallen with time. They set up a screen to the fullback. He has it. Gets out to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard past that. 3rd down play ahead for Yale.
I just like the way Yale calls plays. I mean, they really mix it up. Looks like they're going downfield. They've got 3 wide receivers in, so everybody's thinking they're going 1st down. They throw it underneath there. Nice job by Rogers to fight off the block, and it's Reeser who comes in to put him out of bounds, but nice job on the defensive side.
When you have weapons, you can go to different pages of the playbook. They're strong at quarterback, strong in the backfield. They're showing some depth in the backfield today, too. And you know about the receivers. Watch out for number 88, Marshner. He's 6'6". They could throw a jump ball in the end zone here on 3rd down and 9. Instead, they'll look for the tight end, Brian Sharp. Pressure from Dartmouth forced Wallen to get that away quickly. Falls incomplete. 4th down ahead for Yale.
Yeah, Rogers made the play, just blitzed in and forced Wallen to get rid of the ball before the pattern was fully developed.
So on to attempt his 3rd field goal of the day is Mike Moravcik. 2 for 2 so far. This one will be from 32 yards away. Snap is down. This one is hooking a little bit, and it hits the upright and goes through. 3 field goals for Moravcik.
They had a good leg on that one. He got a good wood on the ball.
4 minutes left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Yale on top 9-3. We're back to Hanover after this. Today's game is brought to you by State Street Discount, Bonneville & Sons, Ippolito's Furniture, Route 3 Meredith, Lakes Region Greyhound Park, and by Video Update. Welcome back to Hanover. It is homecoming weekend, and Dave was talking about raccoon coats before. I think times have changed, Dave. The body paint has been out here in Hanover.
Well, you don't need a raccoon coat.
3 field goals for Yale so far. They lead 9-3 with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll go back to our WMUR studios, check in with Jason King with our Big Green halftime report, bring you back through some high school highlights from last night. Here's Karszewski. Big return last time. Starts at the 16. Another good return developing here. Out to the 50 once again. And Dylan Karszewski is playing his best game of the year on homecoming.
He just does a beautiful job of following his blockers, weaving his way through traffic, not committing himself to run as fast as he can, looking for the chance to pick his way through. And of course, the blocking is excellent as well. It's the same return as the last time he had the ball. He just gets it to the sideline. Yale not doing the job in terms of the contain. They've got to keep him inside the hash marks if they want to slow down the return. And he just does a very nice job of weaving through traffic.
That's a 34-yard return. Coffee to pass. Rolling near side with time. Throwing long for Ponce. Off the shoulder pads. Thrown behind him a little bit. It would have been a remarkable catch, really, because his body was twisting towards the sidelines, and I don't know if he would have been able to stay in bounds.
Thomas had this the whole way, though. He was playing the deep zone on the corner, and he just was playing center field and came in and got a piece of it. And I thought it was going to get picked off as I was just watching Thomas all through the play. So unfortunate, I would say.
He certainly would have been inbounds, and it looked more the first time around. Second down at 10. Give us to Bellholm. Bellholm out across the 45. Good run by Reggie to the 43. Let's head into the stands to Jamie Staten.
All right, Eric, here we are. If you can pick us out among a huge homecoming crowd, one of the guys on hand, distinguished alum, 1945, Spence Johnson, who played guard offensively and defensively for Dartmouth. Big change back then. You went both ways.
We went both ways in those days with our leather helmets and no platoons.
You had it rough. We'll visit more with Spence after this play.
Third down and 5. Coffee to throw. Quick. Let's see if they get forward progress for a first down. They do. That will move the chains, and we'll move back downstairs to Jamie.
You had other concerns back then, Spence Johnson, not just football, right?
That's right. Back in 42, 43, we couldn't wait to get out of here and enter service.
And you went into World War II.
That's right.
Different than football, that's for sure.
Very different, yes. Very different.
Any advice for the Dartmouth coach now?
You better step up his recruiting.
And put the best players in both ways. That's the advice, Eric.
Out to the 35-yard line. Gain of a couple.
That was a remarkable time in American history. The 40s in the World War II. Both in the events that were going on and in the attitudes of the people, especially for someone who grew up in the era of Vietnam, just a totally different attitude.
Second down and 8. 2:10 left to go in the first half. Option. Coffee pitches to Bellholm. He's brought down at about the 31-yard line. Dartmouth with all 3 timeouts remaining here in the first half. Down by 6. Clock rolls.
Nice job of closing on what looked to be a play that had some room to run by Peter Mazza. Every time you see a guy number 22, you're thinking he's coming from the deep secondary.
Bellholm has seen all the action here today. A few carries for Bond, but Bellholm's been the man. Coffee to throw. Really good catch by Mike Ponce to haul that one in, and he was hit after the catch and held on to it to move the chains. First down for Dartmouth.
This is a great job of holding on the ball. He gets hit right in the face on the turn. Boom! Most times guys are going to drop that ball. Ponce holds on to it. That is a terrific catch.
Ben Blake on the coverage. Ponce with the big first down reception at the 24. Coffee, inside pitch for Wester. Going to be close to another Dartmouth first down with 1:06 left to go in the first half.
That's right out of the single wing. When our friend Spence was playing with no face mask and leather helmets. That was pretty. Webster's in the slot on the left-hand side, and he just cuts right in front of Coffee. Little shovel pass, completely fools the Yale offense, and he just runs to daylight. Very well conceived play. Terrific call as well.
It is enough for a first down, but a timeout has been called, and we will keep it right here. You know, this is a big game. It's obviously Dartmouth is 1-3, and it hasn't been as successful a season so far as the last 2, but they are 0-1 in the Ivy League, and of course you can really control your own destiny depending on what Penn does the rest of the way. That's the team Dartmouth lost to, but with a win here today and wins down the road, Dartmouth could really keep active. There you see the Ivy League standings. Princeton, Columbia surprises. Penn's win came against Dartmouth. Yale with the really shocking upset win in the beginning of the season against Brown, but then you see Brown at 0-2, and maybe they weren't ready for the season, or maybe there was a little too much transition there with Phil Estes coming in. You don't know. Dartmouth at 0-1, and it's all Ivy League play from here on in over the next several weeks. First down at 10, 2 timeouts left for Dartmouth at the Yale 14. The give is to Bellholm. He's running out of room and is pushed out of bounds. Takes out one of the members of the chain gang in the punting net, and
about 5 other guys.
yeah, domino effect over there. Hope everybody's all right. Everybody seems to be getting to their feet.
I'm not big on calls when you got pitch outs to the near sideline, especially with 50 seconds to go in the game. Why the clock was going, though, when he clearly was out of bounds on the play, I don't know. I think there should be about 4 more seconds put back on the clock, although I don't think Dartmouth probably wants that to happen. But when you're on that near hash mark and then you pitch and run to that short side of the field, you got to do it on sheer speed, and I'm not, as I say, a big fan of those kind of plays. Not that they ask my opinion on the sideline.
You know, I haven't heard them yet come ask for your opinion.
Me neither.
William Gosselin is coming over to talk to John Lyons. I think they're going to adjust the clock.
And it's probably it's definitely a smart thing that they don't ask my opinion.
On the snap, Sandy, on the snap.
I think they want to move it up to 1 minute. That's the hand signal they're trying to give. Yep, they have it at 1 minute, and that's what's left here in the second quarter. Second down and 12 for Dartmouth. Loss of 2 on that play. Dartmouth is at the line ready to go, and now the Yale coaching staff wants to know what's up.
I think I'd like to see like a swing pass out here in the wide side of the field to Bellhorn. Let him use his speed and his elusiveness in an open field area. Just a different way of getting him the ball, and see what he can do.
Ferrara, Wester on the near side. Ponce on the right. Coffey looking right the whole way. Now across the middle for Adam Young. Touchdown, Dartmouth. The senior from Concord talked to his dad earlier today, and it's turning out to be a happy homecoming for the young family.
Coffey
Touchdown
gets
pass.
hopped on this one, Eric, through the middle. Hockenbrock comes wandering in and boom, hits him right after he gets rid of the ball. And that is a perfect pass. Excellent pattern on the part of Young, reading where the defense was and going into the soft area. And of course, he catches it and takes it in.
The extra point attempt is no good as Szynski pushes it off to the right. And you know, in close games like this one, it always comes back to haunt you, and it's tied at 9 instead of a 10-9 Dartmouth lead.
I don't even think Coffey knew he was about to get hit, but he probably fortunately for him, but he does a nice job of putting the ball right on the numbers to Young, who, as I said, found the soft spot in that zone and took it in.
For Adam Young, that's his 16th reception of the season, leading the team in that department. Had that big game against Maine with 7 catches for 109 yards. His first catch today goes for a touchdown, and it's a tie game. You can just hear the air come out of this crowd when the extra point went wide to the right, because Dartmouth, yes, they've tied the game, but they do not take a lead into the locker room at halftime. And Yale has really carried the play here. 2 big returns by Dartmouth.
And
has really been the difference here in getting them field position.
Yeah, let's not forget who did it. And that's exactly right. Dylan Karszewski with 2 great kick returns over 35 yards into Yale territory. But, you know, point after touchdowns are such afterthoughts for the most part until someone misses one, and then it changes the complexion of a game.
For Szynski, that's his first miss this season and of his career.
And Yale's got 55 seconds, so they've got some time to do some damage.
Popped up. Brown takes it at the 10-yard line. Looking towards his sideline, but doesn't have enough speed to get away from the speedy Brad Verber, who Showed good pursuit, good speed, got him at the 22.
Remember, I think Yale has, I'm not sure if they've got 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts
Wallen
left for
used
each
1,
team.
I remember, earlier in the game.
2 timeouts for Yale, 2 for Dartmouth. Yale comes right off the sideline. They do not huddle up. Wallen goes right to the shotgun. 9-9 the score here. 48 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Wallen will throw on first down, looking towards his sideline, and it goes incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Brian Scharf. Second down coming up.
Scharf is a big guy himself. He's one of those guys who makes Reuben not look as big as he is, which means he's really big.
Second down at 10.
You know, they really haven't taken advantage of the size or attacked based on the size of their wide receivers gone up top. It's kind of a surprise.
Trying the same play, it looks like. Scharf did not get this one. That's out of bounds, incomplete. Third down and 10.
Sure, I'd be going for a short one like that when I got to get it down the field in 30 seconds.
If you're Dartmouth here and they don't convert on the third down play, do you take one of your timeouts and see what you can do, or do you just...
Absolutely.
Okay.
And
try to get to the return team out there, see if something special can happen. Return teams have gone well all day. Here's John Gibbs.
I'll go after the punt, try and block it.
Third down and 10. Good spot for a draw here, Dave. Love to put you right on the sidelines. You can hear they were calling for the draw and then calling for the timeout right afterwards. So they do stop the clock. That's the second timeout that Dartmouth has burned here in the first half. 30 seconds left to go before halftime.
I don't get that series of calls. You know, you've got either you make a commitment to try and get some points and you throw the ball down the field, or you say it's not worth it, we can't do it, run the clock, don't stop the clock by throwing passes out of bounds and just try and run it out. Now Dartmouth's got a shot at it, and they had this mixed bag of what they were doing. I just don't get it.
So Moravchek will come on to punt the ball away.
See if the green, I would go after it. See if they can, if they don't get it, maybe they can influence them to have a bad punt.
Tom Reeser standing at his own 40-yard line to field this Moravchek punt.
There's no way they're going to fake it.
Gets it away. Really good kick. Reeser backpedaling back to the 24-yard line. Trying to take it back to the Dartmouth side of the field.
Oh,
he does. He turns the corner to the 50, 45, 40, 35, and he stopped inside the 30-yard line. What a big return by Tom Reeser, and Dartmouth, with 12 seconds to go in the first half, has another shot here with one timeout.
I didn't think he had the speed to get to the lane, but he does. Just the catch itself to turn it into a return, and here he goes. He sees the lane, there's the burst. It was a great cut against the grain that got him into the open area, and then he just takes it down the sideline with some pretty good speed.
A 46-yard punt return by Tom Reeser brings it back to the Yale 28-yard line.
I say look for the pattern that Young got the touchdown on, in the middle of the field, inside the hash marks.
They go to 3 wide receivers. Coffee on play action. In trouble, flag thrown, end zone throw out of the end zone. Ferraro made a really nice catch, but the problem was he was 5 yards out of the end zone, but there's a flag down. This is going to be a holding penalty against Dartmouth and push them back 10 yards and certainly out of field goal range. It would have been a 45-yard field goal.
Too bad the penalty didn't happen before that play, because that would have been a catch in the end zone, being 10 yards back. Coffee showed a pretty good arm there, though. That was about a 55-yard pass on the line, 45-yard pass on the line. Pretty good pass.
But there was a hold called on Dartmouth, so this pushes them back.
Hey, I like
way
Ferrara.
back.
Damon Ferrara had made some big catches in the first ball game we were here. He scored the touchdown, the game-winning touchdown. The play that brought Dartmouth back into the game against Penn.
Yale will rush only 4 here as Ferrara splits wide to the right, Ponce to the left,
Now
Wester slot right. Coffee will air it out. 5 seconds to go. They'll take a shot at the end zone. One final toss down the field. If Coffee can get it off, He does. No one's over there but Yale players, and it falls into the end zone, and time expires. So the Reeser return was exciting, but the holding penalty pushed them back out of any chance of scoring before the half ended. What a pretty good first half. They traded field goals, and then the touchdown pass to Adam Young tied the game up at 9. That's where we stand at halftime. Let's send it back to Manchester, our WMUR studios, and Jason King with our Big Green halftime report. Jason.
All right, Eric, thank you. A crowded house up there at Memorial Field today for the Big Green Homecoming event. They're taking on the Yale Bulldogs. 9-9 is your halftime score. They're all tied up. Welcome, everyone. You're watching here on WMUR TV ABC 9, a defensive battle for Dartmouth and Yale. Both teams impressive on defense early. Yale gets on the board in the first. A 30-yard field goal here makes it 3-0. They'd add another field goal to go up 6-0, but Dartmouth's D comes up big once again. Brad Berber picks off the tipped pass. He's back all the way to just about his 45-yard line, but he brings it back all the way down inside Yale's 20-yard line. That would set up this 38-yard field goal by Alex Szynski. Yale would, to make it 6-3, Yale would then make it 9-3, and then with under a minute to go in the half, Mike Coffey hit Adam Young for a touchdown. The extra point was missed. That tied the game at 9-9, and that is where we stand here at halftime. There is still another half to play, Dartmouth and Yale. Can the Big Green try to stack up the Bulldogs? The second half is next.